Did you know that some of the earliest forms of human expression come from Africa? Engraved ochre plaques dating back 70,000 years have been found in southern Africa, offering a glimpse into the dawn of symbolic thought. For centuries, a narrative has persisted that Africa was a continent without history until European contact, but the archaeological record tells a very different story. This is a story of innovation, trade, and powerful kingdoms that shaped not only the African continent but the world. Our journey begins long before pyramids dotted the Egyptian landscape. Around 7000 BC, farming communities thrived across the Sahara, which was then a lush, green landscape. These communities created rock art, depicting the animals they domesticated and their way of life. Imagine a Sahara teeming with life, a far cry from the arid desert we know today. However, this fertile period wouldn't last forever. As the Sahara began to dry up before 3000 BC, these communities were forced to migrate southward, reshaping settlement patterns and contributing to the rise of new civilizations. One of the most prominent early civilizations was, of course, Egypt. By 3100 BC, Egypt was unified into a single kingdom, becoming one of the world's first nation-states. Its monumental architecture, complex social structure, and rich artistic traditions continue to inspire us today. But Egypt was not alone. To the south, in present-day Sudan, the Nubian kingdom of Kerma rose to prominence. For almost 1,000 years, starting around 2500 BC, Kerma dominated the trade routes that linked Central Africa to Egypt. It was a major economic and cultural power, a vital bridge connecting the resources of the interior with the Nile Valley. Kerma was not just a minor trading post. It was a powerful kingdom that rivaled Egypt, challenging its dominance and forging its own unique identity. Its influence extended far beyond its borders, shaping the destinies of communities throughout the region. Fast forward to the first millennium CE, and we see the rise of another powerful African kingdom, Aksum. Flourishing from the 1st to the 11th century CE in present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, Aksum was one of the earliest Christian states in the world. Its monumental architecture, including towering obelisks carved from single blocks of granite, testifies to its wealth and power. Aksum's location made it a key player in international trade, connecting the Roman world with India and the interior of Africa. Its ships sailed the Red Sea, carrying goods and ideas that shaped the course of history. While Aksum thrived in East Africa, a different kind of transformation was taking place in West Africa. By the 9th century CE, Trans-Saharan trade had intensified, connecting North Africa with the kingdoms of the Sahel. This exchange brought not only goods but also ideas, including Islam, which gradually spread throughout the region. The growth of Trans-Saharan trade led to the emergence of large, wealthy state societies in the western Sudan, such as Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. These kingdoms controlled vast territories and accumulated immense wealth through the trade in gold, salt, and other valuable commodities. These empires were centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars and artists from across the Muslim world. Their cities, like Timbuktu, became renowned for their libraries and universities. Now, let's jump ahead to the 15th century and the arrival of European maritime traders on the western coast of Africa. Starting with the Portuguese around 1450, European powers began to establish trading posts along the coast, seeking gold, ivory, and other resources. This marked the beginning of a new era in African history, one characterized by both opportunity and exploitation. While African coastal cities were already active participants in trade networks, the arrival of the Europeans brought about a dramatic shift in power dynamics. The transatlantic slave trade, which emerged in the centuries that followed, would have a devastating impact on African societies. Simultaneously, in South Africa, Dutch settlement began in 1652, marking the start of a colonial era that would deeply affect the region's art and culture. The arrival of European settlers led to the displacement of indigenous populations and the establishment of a system of racial segregation and oppression. Despite the challenges of colonialism and apartheid, African artists continue to create vibrant and innovative works. One notable example is the Poly Street Group, which emerged in the late 1960s. Described as the first group of professional Black South African artists, they provided a platform for Black artists to express their experiences and perspectives during a time of immense social and political upheaval. Their art reflected the realities of life under apartheid, but it also celebrated the resilience and creativity of the African spirit. Even earlier, the rock art of the San people of Southern Africa continues to influence contemporary art. These ancient paintings and engravings offer a glimpse into the beliefs and practices of these early inhabitants, and their artistic style is still admired and emulated today. Today, modern African debates about identity, heritage, and museum repatriation often draw on the understanding that Africa possessed advanced civilizations long before colonialism. Across the continent, scholars and cultural institutions are working to reclaim and celebrate Africa's rich and complex history. In places like Accra, Ghana, African history is increasingly being framed around indigenous civilizations and archaeological discoveries, rather than colonial narratives. The long history of Trans-Saharan and Indian Ocean exchange helps explain why many modern African societies remain linguistically, religiously, and commercially connected across borders. From the bustling markets of West Africa to the ancient ruins of Ethiopia and Sudan, the legacy of Africa's past is visible everywhere. The archaeological heritage of Ethiopia and Sudan, particularly around ancient Christian and Nubian sites, remains central to modern national identity, tourism, and international heritage claims. These sites are not just relics of the past, they are living testaments to the ingenuity and resilience of African civilizations. The story of Africa is a story of human origins, innovation, trade, and the rise and fall of powerful kingdoms. It's a story that challenges outdated narratives and celebrates the continent's rich and diverse heritage. By understanding Africa's past, we can gain a deeper appreciation for its present and its potential for the future. The next time you hear someone say that Africa has no history, remember the engraved ochre plaques, the lush Sahara, the Kingdom of Kerma, the Aksumite obelisks, the Trans-Saharan trade, and the Poly Street Group. Remember that Africa's story is a story of human civilization itself.